Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. In the last part, well, we started out to search for survivors of Garlean, see if there's any around in the frozen wastes. We found survivors, but turns out they didn't want our help. They rather prefer dying out, getting killed by monsters out in the wild than accepting our aid. We also caught wind of a thief trying to steal our supplies, so we followed him to his headquarters where a bunch of other Garlean survivors are. We tried negotiating with them, of course, naturally, you know how that went. You can probably imagine it didn't go so well. Alphino and Alize are collared, so they can't do anything much, and we're kind of left with no choice but to help these guys out, or who knows what. So, off video, I went ahead and cleared out all the side quests over there. I also mapped out all of this, as you can see. And I also got all of the ether currents from exploration in here. So, making good progress. Julius, what would you have us do? As per Lord Quintus's instructions, I am to supervise you during your time here in Tertium. Is it Tertium or Tertium? Before you ask, no, I don't have a key or any other means to remove your collars, nor would I tell you if I did. And if you try anything, you'll soon wish you hadn't. So, do you truly intend to speak with the others, or was that merely a ruse? We're in no hurry to disobey Lord Quintus, if that's what you mean. Or perhaps you'll doubt the wisdom of his decision. Do as you will, but remember, I'll be watching. If they catch one of you doing anything untoward, trying to trick our people into turning their codes and the like, those shot calls will be the least of your worries. Understood? Though we're somewhat compromised, to put it lightly, let's not waste this opportunity. I suggest splitting up and learn what we can of this situation. And above all else, don't use magics of any sort. Well, that pretty much silences me, because I'm a white mage. You, on the other hand, may go as if you wish, even outside the camp. I know full well I couldn't stop you if I tried. But do not forget, if you do anything to endanger us or our interests, Alphino and Alize will pay the price. Alright. It's you, Suslorai! I served under Lord Gaius in the 14th Legion, and I was there on the night of the Praetorian fail. You and your adventurers, you killed them. My comrades, my friends, swept them aside in their dozens as though they were nothing to you. Maybe I am too. Just in the faceless enemy to be cut down. But it won't be long until our countrymen return, until you get what you deserve. Mark my words. Well, they all hate us. Which is natural. So cold. I mean, it's naturally they all hate us. I know who you are, the so-called champion of Eorzea. Come to gloat, have you? Oh, that smirk off your face. By the blood of our fallen compatriots, I swear I'll... Ugh. Damn. Toward the suitors. About Sutres. For all the times. The worst of the lot within striking distance, and I can't even muster the strength. If one for the third bleeding us, we'd be the end of you. Vergilia's treachery nearly cost Lord Quintus's life, but we made our escape. Took shelter in a mansion, tended the wounded as we prepared to strike back, and then night fell and we gathered around the radio. Then the roar, the terrible roar. The capital was in chaos, but we were spared. You can call this a mercy. Mind attacked but body broken. A soldier, name alone. I'd cut you down where you stand if I could. Murderer. Alright. Radio is the same model purposes would save the soldiers here from being tempered. Alright, you're up here to talk to. Doesn't look like it, because it'll take me out. Who am I talking to? Oh, there you are. How did I miss you? You came with Julius, didn't you? Well, whatever business brought you here, you best keep your hands off that ether. It's deactivated, but rather you didn't mess about with it. There are others throughout the city, built by Garleans. 4 Garleans. Could teleport over the blink of an eye, provided there was a terminal nearby. These days, however, we use Aetheryte's power to keep this place lit, though that comes at the cost of its normal function. Well, shit. That's why I couldn't attune to it. Did you learn anything of note? Conditions aren't good. I can tell you that much. Then your findings are consistent with my own. Their plight is desperate indeed. The sick and injured are at greatest risk. Without warmth and proper nutrition, I fear they will soon perish. I realize that there's precious little we can do for them at present, but I cannot bear to see them suffer. Please, will you tend to them? What do you expect me to do? You told me not to use my magic. And literally, I can't do anything if I can't use magic. Who's there? My eyes, I can't see all that well. Thank you, the numbness has subsided a little. But I know I won't last much longer. I should look to the others who can still fight. Give them my ration. And me going hungry means someone else lives to see another day, so be it. At least I can still serve in that way. Not good. Not good. So those who we met are faring no better. I was afraid you would say that. I know we're warned against meddling in their affairs, but we can't leave them like this. Perhaps we might gain permission to have them continue to deliver supplies. Quintus may have made his feelings in the matter quite clear, but even he must recognize they're not in a position to refuse help. Maybe Julius could persuade him, though we need to persuade Julius first. Alright, guy. You need supplies. Badly. And I can help you with that if you just let me. Well, seen enough. Julius, the people here barely have food and have enough food and fuel to survive. I mean, you and the other soldiers have been able to procure any more supplies. We've been scavenging provisions from the nearby houses as most families kept, rather. Some stored away in the event that they were snowed in. Still, going out and getting is dangerous work, and we have a lot of mouths to feed. The fuel is the greater concern, though. We had some ceruleum set aside until it was stolen. You haven't identified the culprit. Could have been other refugees or one of the afflicted, for all we know. Either way, we're down to the last dregs. Without the heating they need, that those in poor health are only going to get worse instead of better. If it's ceruleum we need, our contingent has a secured a rate of supply. We can have some sent over. We will not accept your charity. If we can hold on a little longer, the situation is sure to change. Aye, everything will change. One of your comrades mentioned something along those lines. Heard something of it, have you? Well, from what I've seen, there's little you can do to interfere, so there's no harm in telling you. One of our scouts spotted a hooded man and issued instructions up to the afflicted, or in the bastard's words, loyal servants of the Telophoroi. Then he made his way inside the Imperial Palace, or what stands in its place. We'd identified the seat of the enemy's power, we realized. Lord Quintus dispatched a messenger to the 10th Legion saying as much, and instructing them to join forces with the Provincial Legions to prepare for a combined assault on the Telophoroi. Once our allies arrive, your contingent will be sent running for the hills, and we shall reclaim the capital by our own hand. And how do you intend to survive in the meantime? At this rate, many of your countrymen will perish long before reinforcements reach Garlemald. They need help now. Say the word, and we will bring you ceruleum. I will speak with Lord Quintus. So, did he agree to it? Figured as much. No, you'll not place Garlemald in the debt of her enemies. I have, however, been ordered to search for ceruleum outside. As you're under my watch, you will come with me. Very well. After all, many hands make light work. You have a lot more trouble than you're worth. Once we're outside, you'll follow my instructions to the letter. We depart shortly. I mean, I get the circumstances. I mean... We'll begin our search for ceruleum in Regio Urbanisma. Ishima? Whatever that fucking word is. The first location is Forum Soleus, a park in the northwest. Northwest? Patrick Star? Northwest of the station. You will remain close at all times and act only as ordered. Follow me. Alright. Let's go find some ceruleum. I mean, I get the situation. I mean, they're desperate. They don't want to accept help from the enemy. Who would, honestly? So I can get where they're coming from. Yeah, this place is not looking too good. This place is a desolate ruin. So this is the park. Surprised they found space for one amongst all these buildings. Actually, the recreation areas came first. The buildings were later built around them. A healthy society requires communal spaces for children to play and adults to socialize. This park was named after the founding father of the empire, the great Solus Zos Galvus. Do we come to extract ceruleum from the wrecked Magitek armor? No, we've already drained it dry. Same goes to the rest of the Machina in the vicinity. But as our ceruleum has been stolen, we must scour the safe for every last drop. And while I don't expect to find anything here, I've decided to try one more time in case something has been overlooked. I see, then with your permission, we will commence the search. Alright. Find some ceruleum around here. Man, this place has definitely seen better days. You know, I've always wanted to go to Garlean, but I wanted to go to Garlean in all its glory, you know? The cursory inspection of the wrecked Magitek armor confirms the fuel canister has been long since turned to ceruleum. Okay, well, that's so much of that. Oh, there's a thing over there. The contraption is built in the style of Imperial War Machina, armed with a battery of weapons capable of transforming into different configurations. But on closer inspection, it appears to be no more than a children's slide. Okay. This is not good. Not good. Alright. Where am I searching? Let's go up there. Oh, this. Aha! I found him. Though rather small by Garlean standards, the structure is reminiscent of a merchant stall. Perhaps it was built for children to play at shopkeeper. There's nothing wrong inside resembling Magitek granular devices that would be filled with ceruleum. I mean, it is a park, so... There's the map. Map of the park. Must have been nice to look at. Several points of interest are marked on the map of Forum Soleus. Upon children's play areas, to your knowledge, however, none will require the use of ceruleum. What's up, buddy? What you looking at? Oh, it's you. Any luck? There's no sign of any ceruleum. Hardly surprising, but disappointing nonetheless. I couldn't help I couldn't help you noticing gazing at the pond. Is something the matter? What? Yes. I mean, no, I used to bring my brother and sister here to play. The pond was heated to stop it from freezing over, so like all the other children playing, they just had to wait and splash about. Would have stayed there if I didn't drag them out. We'd be sopping wet when all was done. When all was said and done, every time. And every time when we get home, Mother would just scold us, saying we'd catch our death walking around like that. The pond was heated. With the cerulean-powered heater, by chance? I suppose it must have been. Come to think of it, I remember seeing engineers changing out a tank beneath the hatch. But that was a long time ago, when the water still flowed clear and it wasn't this brackish muck. We can't see a thing, and I can't remember where the hatch might be. But the machinery most likely broken. The amount of filth in there is probably the only reason it hasn't frozen over. I'd wager it's still unbearably cold, though. Julius, what are your thoughts on magic? The average Garlean would jump out of their skin if they saw it, but the first has a few foreign signiferi and medici, so it doesn't scare me. And I take you won't mind if I employ a little now. Alphino, as you have a knack for finding dry wood, why don't you bring me some? Once that's done, a blast of ver fire should do the trick. Leave it to me. You're not planning to go in there, are you? Of course I am. The tank is going to fetch itself. And it's nothing so involved as extracting unprocessed ceruleum from a frozen lake, like how the tappers do it. We're talking about a shallow pond in the park, and we have a way of warming ourselves up after. But that's insane. So, fancy a dip? A friendly little competition might make things interesting. Last one to find a ceruleum tank is a rotten egg, though I dare say they'll both smell like rotten eggs when this is over. Hey. You delve into the murky water but come up empty-handed. To add injury to insult, the icy wind in your damn clothing chills you to the bone. Alright. But here. Nope. Alright, so it's this one. Beneath the water, your fingers catch on what you think might be a handle. Got my tank? Over here, grand discovery comes at a great personal cause as you become acutely aware of the freezing cold and a rancid odor emanating from every inch of your body. Jules would doubtless feel compelled to pinch his nose shut when you deliver him to your prize. Huh. Did you find anything? I hope you did. Here you go. That's it. And there's still some ceruleum left. Ah, the fire's still not ready. Hold on, I'll give Alphino a hand. Call me Old Dawn because by fire I am reborn. My clothes are mostly dry now, too. I appreciate you recovering the cerulean, but I wish you'd take the time to discuss the plan with me beforehand. Despite the way you've been treated in Lord Quintus's eyes, you're still envoys deserving of protection. If you were to die on my watch, she would be most displeased. Your concern is duly noted, but all's well that ends well. Julius, you mentioned coming here with your younger siblings. Did you grow up in Garlean? I did, not far from here. My father was an accomplished researcher in his youth, and for his contributions to the Empire, awarded an estate. We lived well, better than many. What was Garlean like in those days? Everything. It was everything you could imagine, and so much more. Even during the coldest winters, we always found warmth and comfort at home. Coming in from the snow, taking off your coat, sitting down for a hot meal with family, visiting friends and relatives, receiving that same welcome, knowing they had everything they needed. Walking on the streets, seeing the lights on all houses, hearing the faint sounds of laughter and song, of happiness. And although the summers came and went all too quickly, and all that in that brief respite, the ice would melt and the forgotten grass would make its triumphant return. Gray clouds gave way to blue skies. Some mornings we climbed to the top of the tallest buildings so we could watch the sunrise. Never again. Those rooftops are rubble, those friends dead, and those memories. But if I could reclaim even a fraction of what once we had. Soon our chance will come. We just need to hold on a little longer. I mean, the people at Garlean are just like anyone else. They just want to live. Alright, now that you recovered from your escapades in that pond, there's another location I'd like to search just outside the park. I mean, it's like Tales of Arise with, I forget who they were referred to as, but they were viewed as oppressive in nature, but in actuality, they just wanted to live in peace. Well, for the most part. As you can see, the place is littered with the remnants of various types of war machina. While my comrades and I have already recovered the tanks from the less damaged units, those that took a more severe beating are harder to scavenge. We decided to save those for another time, that being now. Rather than prize them apart piece by piece, it would be quicker to remove the outer casting by using compact explosives. With luck, we'll gain access to the tanks without rupturing them. Though the force generated by these devices is relatively weak, I would advise you to stand clear to avoid being hit by any shrapnel. Before even bothering, though, you should check the Machina's cerulean gauge to see if there's any left. It should still provide an accurate reading even when the unit itself is deactivated. If the gauge is broken, I'll let you decide whether to use an explosive or not. Should you need more, come to me. Understood, let's get to work. Alright. Okay, that's empty. Made run beginning to determine. Alright, let's do it. Let's find out. Bah! Damn it! Empty. Alright, what about this one? Blow it open! Blow the hatch! Ha! Half full! Or half empty. Depending on one's perspective. Anyway, Julius will be pleased with your discovery. Nice. More explosives? Wait, is that what I think it is? There you go. We've done it again! True luck is on your side. With this, we should be able to fuel quite a few of our heaters. Somebody headed back. Wait here while I go and see how Alice and Alpha are faring. No. Thancred! He's invisible. Or vanished.
おっと、姿は探さなくていい。そのまま知らぬ顔で聞いてくれ。お前たちが帝国兵とキャンプブロークングラスを出た後、ルキアから偵察隊に連絡があってな。俺たちはすぐに追跡を開始。お前たちがテルティウム駅に入ったのを確認している。その後、出てきたアルフィノとアリゼに魔導仕掛けの装置が付けられていることも確認。おおよそ状況は察した。その上でいくつか聞かせてくれ。駅にいる連中は何者だ。何を目的にしている。なるほど。第一軍団長と来たか。目的は第10軍団の連れてくる増援と合流し、旧魔道場バブイルの塔を自力で制圧することだな。もろもろ了解した。だとしたら打つ手がないでもない。今しがた派遣団の方にある報告が入ってな。それを交渉材料にできる可能性が高いだろう。ひとまずお前はお前自身とアルフィノたちの命を守ることを最優先にしてくれ。相手の要求は基本的に飲んでくれていい。頼んだぞ。それじゃまた後でだ。
待たせたな。
あちこち探してみたんだけど収穫なしよ。悔しいけどあなたが見つけた分でおしまいね。
さほど期待してたわけじゃないが、いよいよ厳しいか。ともかく今回の捜索はここまでだ。駅へ戻るぞ。
Alright. Nice for thinking to watch out for us.
ああ、よく戻ったな。聞いたぞ。青林水を探させてたんだってな。で、収穫はどうだった？
少しはな。こいつらがよく働いてくれたから。
やばい連中だって話だったけど、案外普通なんだな。でもよかったよ。少しでも暖かくできそうで。正直今晩を越えられるかどうかってやつもいるからな。
青林水が見つかったのか。
クインテス様。
ならば魔導兵器の燃料に回しておけ。
ですが、これは拠点を温めるために。
次の作戦が決まった。 しばしこの者らと話をする。だが至る所に我らの目があることを忘れるな。その場でおとなしく待機せよ。
作戦って何でしょうね。
わからない。魔導兵器にしても今使うつもりなのか、第10軍団と合流した後の備えなのか。どうしたら彼らを暖かい場所へと返せるのだろう。ユルスが語った冬の街並みや夏の草原のような場所に。
話は終わったの？
アルフィノとアリゼを人質として派遣団に物資の譲渡と撤退を促すことが決まった。取引が済むまで二人には別の場所に移動してもらう。
もうどうしてそうなっちゃうわけ？
派遣団の物資にも限りがある。ひとときそれでしのげてもいつかは君たちが。
He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do
ア
it.
ルフィノたちの命を守ることを最優先にしてくれ。相手の要求は基本的に飲んでくれていい。
Everything will be alright. Have faith. Up until now, they'll be fine, provided they do not resist. You will accompany me back to your camp, where I'll meet your leader and present Lord Quintus's demands. Before we depart, however, there's something I would ask of you. Assuming your contingent complies, the supplies will surrender. They will need to be transported here. The task follows legionaries Marcellinus and Octavia, who will pilot Magitech armor to your headquarters. You are to inform them that we are leaving shortly. Tell them to ask for Isle for the details in those words. Once you've seen to that, meet me by the exit. You again. Ask for Isle, he said. So that's the way of it. After all this. How ironically, you should be the one to deliver the news. Those are my words, and so be it. For the glory of Garlean. Yeah. They all won't mourn, but they don't. But they're forced to put into the Magitech. I mean, What do you want with me? Ask for Isle. So Lord Quintus has reached a decision. I knew he would understand, that he would recognize the savage as a ruthless, merciless creature. To defeat him, we too must be uncompromising. I am ready. In the name of Emperor Varus, for the glory of Garlean, I will fulfill my duty. They're not they're very unsure about this plan. You can tell they don't want to go through with this. They're using all the cerulean they have to power out their Magitech when they can use to keep themselves warm. They're very hesitant about this. You can tell in their words. Are we done as instructed? What do you mean by ask for Isle? I'm not at liberty to divulge that. What I can say is this: you have no cause for concern if our demands are met. We and I are in this together now. Like it or not, we have to cooperate. There is one other matter. A place I'd like to visit on the way to your camp. It's a short walk from here. Follow me. Jewel slingers by the ruins, reluctant to leave and reluctant to stay, unable to move on. Is this his home? Is this his home?
家だったん
Oh,
だ
it is.
うちの家族のテートが崩壊したあの夜、俺はクイントゥス様と同じ場所にいて助かった。けどうちにはあのラジオはなかったんだ。朝になってどうにかここに駆けつけた。研究職の父も母も妹と弟もまだいて、だけどもう言葉は届かなくなってた。話しかけたら襲われて、それで俺は本当だったらその朝にみんなはテートを出るはずだったんだ。内戦が収まるまで安全な場所に避難してもらう約束だった。なのにガレマールの旗には民族の団結を示す鎖が描かれてる。血色の鎖は犠牲になった同胞たち、彼らも含めてガレマールって国なんだ。でもじゃあこの国がなくなったら、死んだ同胞たちが生きてたって証はどこに残る？お前たちみたいに神に祈れたら答えを得られてたのか？悪い、話がそれた。寄り道はもう十分だ。派遣団と交渉しに行くぞ。
やっぱりダメね。 こっちからじゃ開きそうもないわ。
もどかしいかもしれないが、彼女の言葉を信じて今はじっと待つとしよう。
寒い。
はあ、本当に痛いくらいだ。
クイントゥスさんに聞かれたことを考えてたのよ。どうして帝国の統治を受け入れなかったんだろうって。彼は自分たちと私たちが違うからかって言ってたけど、それを誰より恐れてたのはガレアンの人たちだったんじゃないかと思うの。ギムリとの会談でバリステは全ての人を帝国民にすることで脅威と戦うって宣言したわ。違いをなくして無理やりにでも同じものにしないと手を組むことはできないって感じてたのかもしれない。強くて寂しい理想だった。彼の思考とする世界に帝国民になれない他者は存在し得なかったのよ。でね、お父様に感じた怒りもそういう拒絶に対する憤りだったんじゃないかって。争いを避けるのが正しいことだとしても、その方法が周りとのつながりを断つことだなんて全然納得できないわ。だって私たちバリステもお父様も見限った人たちからこんなに学んで励まされてきたのよ。そりゃ考えがバラバラでぶつかることもあったけど、それもひっくるめてかけがえのないものだった。否定なんてしたくないしさせたくない。
お父様も軍団長たちも多くの大人も私たちより多くを見聞きしてきているはずだろ。この世には問題が溢れているから効率よくそれらを裁けるようにだんだんと物事の形を整理してしまうんじゃないかな。風は風、雪は雪、光は光。本当は時々で違った顔を持っていることをきっと気にしなくなっていくんだと思う。人も人とはこういうものだと整理される。だから割り切ったり諦めたりしやすいのかもしれない。
そうなの？
昔の私がそうだったんだ。もちろんそれはたくさんのことを知ったからじゃなく、知った気になったからだったけれどね。今は世界を作る一つ一つのこと、その時々の顔に目を向けられるようになってきたと思う。そうしたらかつて掲げた世界の救済が前よりずっと複雑で難しいものになって、でも前よりずっと成し遂げたいと思えるようになったんだ。
つまり物資を全て置いて領外へと撤退すること、それが貴公らの要求だな。
そうだ。撤退の時には飛空艇を一つ置いていけ。お前たちが去ったことを確認したら、アルフィノとアリゼの首輪を外してそれに乗せる。
そっか。私もアルフィノも戦いたいのね。だからお父様の正論にも素直にうなずけなかったんだわ。もちろん理不尽な暴力とか誰かを虐げるための武力には賛成しないわよ。でも私たちは本当に大切なもののために命を懸けた人たちを、彼らの戦いを愚かだったなんて思ってない。そして自分も叶えたい未来のために戦いたがってる。これは必ずしも剣や魔法を振るうってことじゃなくて、そうね。
かけがえのないものを大切にして生きることかな。
ええ、きっとそうだわ。アルフィノが世界を良くしたいって思いと共に生きるなら、武器を置いたり置いてもらえるように努力すると思う。けど今テロフォロイを追っているみたいに、力を手に血を流しながら進むこともあるはずよ。どっちも間違いなくアルフィノの戦いだわ。
戦い抜けるだろうか、私に。
できないとか愚かだとか意味がないとか、たくさん否定されるでしょうね。そういう言葉って強くて、誰かが出した答えに違うって言った人の方が真理に近く見えちゃうものよ。なのに掲げたものを肯定し続けてきた兄のこと、私は強いなって思ってたわよ。だから貫けばいいんじゃない？また変な方に連れ始めたら、今度は私がぶん殴って目を覚まさせてあげるわ。
ありがとう、アリセ。
Justinian! Hey, buddy! What are you doing here? I don't think these are terms of I don't think that these are agreements.
偵察隊がアルフィノ殿とアリゼー殿を保護しました。首輪の解除にも無事成功したそうです。これに伴う死傷者はなし。見張りも全員眠らせただけで済みました。
聞いた通りだ。キコーラと我々はこれでまた対等にテーブルにつける。その上で改めて相談したいことがあるのだ。我々の元に届いたある情報についてクイントゥス殿も交えて話がしたい。
それは不可能だ。交渉が失敗した場合についてもすでに指示は受けている。
強襲！
こちらからも来ます。
我らガレマール帝国軍第一軍団、祖国の頂を守る者。皇帝陛下なき今もこの地はたっとき帝となれば同胞戻り来るまで 神明尽きようとも蛮族を排せよ。
双方待て。
Look at this man.
話を聞けって言ってるんだ。バカ。先ほどグランドカンパニーエオルゼアより緊急の連絡が入った。アラミゴに第10軍団を中核とする一団が来訪。会談を希望してきたそうだ。曰く彼らは帝都解放を目指して共闘を呼びかけるも、第4、第5、第8、第12軍団とは交渉決裂。大半の軍団が独自路線を突き進み、行進すらままならぬ中で、第10軍団自体が属州兵の大量離反を許し、事実上継戦能力を喪失。もってグランドカンパニーエオルゼアに保護を申し入れてきたという。
嘘だ。騙されるものか。
いや、事実なのだユルス殿。第10軍団長から第1軍団長に宛てた伝言も預かっている。イルは立たずと。
聞こえてましたか、クイントゥス様。俺たちはどうすれば。
第10軍団の判断に従う。そう伝えよ。まことこの世は絶望ばかりがすり寄ってきよる。生きたくば生きよう。皆にもそう伝えるがよい。バリス陛下、あなたもさぞ口惜しいでしょうな。共に国府の下でかけ、辺境で身を縮めていた我らが覇者となる夢を見た。民のため、ただただ強い帝国であらんとした。しかし、我らはもはや亡霊らしい。赤き鎖は縛るやつなぐや。
Uh-oh. Don't do it! Don't do it, guy! There's other ways!
XIV 駅に行かないと。
クインテス殿から話が聞けたら、少しでも彼らの不安
Yeah, I
が
can
取
make
り
it in
除け
town,
る
I
よう
think.
名士たちにも掛け合ってみようと思うんだ。
まずはちゃんと伝えられるといいわね。私たちは違うものだけど、違うから話したいんだって。
Well, shit. Oh, fuck me. Well, what now? Much and more has occurred when last we met. Oh, God. Much. As for determining what comes next, I must speak with Lord Quentin. I'm sorry, not gonna speak with him, he's dead. Before we proceed, tell me what you know of the First Legion and the disposition of their forces. They were preparing for war while refugees in their care were left to go hungry. A reckless and forced and short-sighted plan that risked the welfare of the people they were sworn to protect. Nevertheless, we cannot compel them to aid or accept our aid. If we were to arrive in force with the intent to do so, we would only incite panic. But perhaps they could persuade it to follow one of their own. Go with Julius back to the station and have him lead the refugees here. Some may be unwilling or unable to leave but for the time being. Okay, shit. Alpha Node, Alizé, and the scouts sent to extricate them should already be at the station. We'll also have our other comrades in the area, and their support should be needed. Understood. I'm sorry to say this, but wait. Oh. That's neither right current. Sorry to say this, but he's dead. He's dead. He shot himself in the head. Well, gotta admit, they're loyal to Garlean. Like, loyal to a fault, anyway. All right. Cecila. Julius. We arrived just before you did. And too late. Too late for what? What's happened? It's Lord Quintus. He took his own life. After the news of the 10th, he relieved us of our duties. Then when he was alone, he... No, he wouldn't. Thanker and the others, assisted by the soldiers, seen to the remains. Due courage shall the legatus be afforded a proper burial. He released us from our duty. He wanted us to be free to choose our own fate. Without him to guide us where I have just this moment spoken with Lucia. We're ready to commence the transfer of the refugees here to Camp Broken Glass, and they should be willing to accept the raid. Some would rather die, but most of us just want to live. Songs and standards be damned, we just want to live. We'll need to speak with the refugees. They'll have to decide for themselves if they wish to come with us. If anyone would prefer to stay, we can have supplies brought over for them. It'll be a hard journey for the others, but we'll see that they reach our camp safely. Aye. It's tough. It's tough, man. Kinda attuned to this ether right now. It was only ever a dream, wasn't it? To think we could reclaim it. Rebuild it all ourselves. Before all this began, I sent my wife and daughter away to the provinces. If there's a chance I might see them again, I'll take it. So take me. Take me with you. Please. Well, got the Aetherite sorted in the end. All it took was a few adjustments. Now it works as it ever did. When I can tell, the one in Laterum is also functioning as normal. That's a Relosh thing, isn't it? Now that most of us are packing up and leaving this place, I reckon there'll be more of us more use for me and my skills at your camp. Sweet! Attunement! Poor Julius. Why? This is where it happened. It's tough. Ah, it's you, the one who treated me with such kindness. I heard from the others that you're not from around here. Thought you were one of us. Not that makes much difference now. Purebloods, migrants, savages. After a while, the words just start losing meaning. Until all you're left with is anger and fear and hate, and I'm too tired. If you and the others had come to offer aid, I'd be glad to accept. We have much discussed. Our rescue, the attack on Camp Broken Glass. We'd hope to talk about Quintus. All that can wait. More urgent matters demand our attention. Are any of the refugees willing to come to our camp? I think the 12. You and I should go first and secure the route back to Camp Broken Glass. With all the creatures and tempered skulking about, I expect we'll have our hands full. This should be coming in handy. Conqueror's Chain, courtesy of our laments and friends. I'd save it for the tempered, though. I'll mark a few points on the map that need surveying on your map. Once you've taken care of the riffraff, we'll meet you back at our camp. All right. More side quests! Yippee! Wonderful. Love it. Love it. Thankfully, I was able to complete this map on one go, which will make getting flight around here. This is probably the easiest map to get flight on, because I'm pretty sure four quests are linked to Ether Currents. We've already got 2, and 1 is linked to main story. If you follow the same trend as all the other expansions. Man, it requires an effort to kill enemies now. They don't go down easily. Or fast. They go down easy, but it's not fast. Alright, anything around here? Subdue and use Conqueror's Chain. Alright. Alright. He's chained up. No threats. Nice, works for me. All right, what about this? No threats? Maybe? Damn it. Bind him! Ah, there you are. As expected, I ran into a few beasts who went down without much of a fight. The temper proved somewhat troublesome, but those chains should keep them under control until our allies take them into custody. That taken care of, them to gather a few supplies and then return to the station. While I see to that, would you mind apprising the sea of our progress? As it happens, I have some rather pertinent information from our recent scouting forays, but I'll see that for later. First things first, and all that. Alright. Cecil has informed of Quintus's suicide. It must have come as a great shock to his men. What are the refugees? I'm told some are receptive to a proposal, but I would hear your first-hand account. That so many do not hesitate to accept proves how desperate the situation has become. We'll do our best to make them feel welcome. The troops who participate in the ambush are no exception. They'll be afforded the same treatment as any other refugees. Perfidy? The fuck is that word? Notwithstanding. After all, even if I want to make an example of them, there's no one left to learn from it. We'll tell our allies that these soldiers are acting on the direct orders of the legatus, and that following his suicide, they offered a full and unconditional surrender. Perhaps Quintus thought that had he lived, he would have tried as a war criminal and has been punished with him. Perhaps by taking his own life, he hoped to absolve them of any culpability. Or perhaps, like too many others, he was a true believer to the end. Oh, that's a cool looking. Oh, is that the Tower of Amaranth's spear? Oh, that's a nice looking spear. I mean, I don't like a whole lot of spears, but that's actually a really nice looking spear. Who can say? I didn't know the man, or his heart. His reasons, noble or otherwise, die with him, and it falls to us to clean up the mess. Alright. Damn it. Oh. I'm gonna look at that spear. Oops. Does it glow? Wait, what is that? Oh, wait a minute. Is that the relic?